Morning, everyone. Welcome to Talking Horses. He is the Big A, Anthony Stabile. I'm Andy Serling. On a overcast Friday, but it does seem like the good news is the rain, and there was plenty of it yesterday, has moved out, and we're going to have a pleasant weekend. And things are going to clear up, and going to be a nice weekend of racing. We are sloppy, but we really got dumped on yesterday.
Yeah, unexpectedly as well. I know we got, I had a couple of people asking. We had taken the main track only out of the sixth race, and then an hour later.
It meant that we really wasn't expecting it.
It made a little bit of a southward shift, and it dumped on us.
We missed one. We missed a bad one on a Saturday a couple weeks ago, and we got it yesterday. It's the way it goes sometimes.
It is what it is.
We're off the turf except for the 4th and 8th. The 4th has moved the Widener, and that'll be run at mile and 3/8, not about a mile and 3/8. And for people wondering why the races on the inner turf had been listed a mile and 8 this weekend, we moved the rails out 27 feet on the inner. It's an issue with the timing situation, so we list them as about distances.
Well, we actually try to be as accurate as we possibly can, which is...
And we're about as accurate as we possibly can. About.
Yeah, great point, Andy.
About's a great word, you know?
Yes.
About covers everything.
About,
you know?
Yes.
I was about on time. I about had enough to pay for dinner.
I'm about 340 pounds.
There you go. Yeah.
344,
right.
337, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
I'm about to try to lose a few pounds myself. Somebody sent a picture of me that somebody had taken me talking to a friend of mine at Pimlico, and she sent it to me the other day, and it's facing her and me sideways, and my belly sticking out. And I just said to her, I got to lose some weight. And she said, that's what you took from that picture? I said, yes, as a matter of fact, it was. Anyhow, went over to Naira Betts. And
you're about to do something good for yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. You could be on the precipice. We will match the
$25.
Really? Yeah. We could match $25 bet and $200 your initial deposit. Use the promo code Belmont25. Go over to Naira Betts, become a member. We have a $2,000 late pick 5 bonus if it's a hit and split, right? Why don't we just call them hit and splits? Isn't that what it is?
That is at the Great Race Place.
Yeah.
You get to hear the dulcet tones of the Mirror Man.
The mighty Frank Miramati.
The one, the only.
That's at Santa Anita. Got to opt in for that, of course. What else do we have? We have a 10% win bonus in the Epsom Derby. Got to opt. That's tomorrow morning.
Got a full tip sheet up for the Epsom Derby card.
There you go. Good luck to picking winners there.
Yeah.
You get one right, and you get a gold star. That's tomorrow's Epsom Derby. We'll be showing the Epsom Derby from 11 to 12 tomorrow, I believe FS2. Also, we have the contest, Saturday's contest. You have till 5 o'clock today to sign up for that. $300 buy-in. That's every Saturday. But, of course, next weekend, a special the Belmont Stakes contest. That's Friday and Saturday. $5,000 buy-in. The pool has been seeded with $50,000. All cash prizes on track and online. Next Friday and Saturday's races, the second and third days of the Belmont Racing Festival.
Otherwise known as the Andy Serling birthday celebration. The ASBC.
Right. Anyway. So what else do we have here? We have Belmont Stakes tickets going on sale. We still have tickets available. Head on over there. And finally, last but not least, 12:30 to 5:30, covering all our races as well as Churchill Downs. Gunite, the hopeful winner, is returning in a pretty competitive allowance race.
Nice.
Scratched down to 5, but the horse that scratched really didn't have much chance. It's a pretty competitive race. He's by far and away no cinch in that race.
He set the pace in the Champagne before tiring, right?
He did, and that's the last he's been seen since the Champagne. Race number 1, I hear there's a big story out there on the half to Frenzy Fire.
He can roll. Now, I think the big question you have with him is the fact that he was a Poseidon's warrior, Frenzy Fire, and this horse is a Speightstown. Frenzy Fire did not handle a wet track. I know one of his races was the Kentucky Derby, and he did win, I believe, our True North.
This is what you're worrying about?
That's what I'm worried about, and I know there's a little concern from the barn as well, because in the 2 years they had Frenzy Fire, he showed that he just did not handle moisture track. Now,
how do you make it through the day? How do you get through it? How do you get through a day with this nonsense?
He is by Speightstown.
Oh, my God.
Well, as we boom through beautiful Belmont Park, he is by Speightstown. Frenzy was by
apologize. I have nothing to do with this.
There's no reason to apologize.
This is insanity.
But, I mean, I think that's a little bit of a concern. And, of course,
it's not a concern for anybody but you.
The rail is a little bit of a concern. Because you're going to be
the rail too. The rail, which is proven to be over time, not relevant to be a problem for first-time stars. There's a rail in the wet track.
It's a 2-year-old. It's a 2-year-old. It's a wet track. And I think if you combine those two things with the fact that this horse currently is 4 to 5, and there's enough of a story on him. David made him 9 to 5 in the morning line, where this horse is not going to see 2 to 1. I think those are
So why'd you pick
plausible
him?
concerns.
Why'd you pick him?
Well, I didn't realize we were going to get that much more rain. I mean, we got.
Well,
a
you could
lot
change
more
this
rain.
morning.
Yeah, I didn't want to change it because I know he can run, and he
But
is.
you just came up here and told everybody why not to bet on your horse. It's 4 to 5.
He's by Spitestown.
So why you worry about it? Why are you telling everybody this?
Because his
silliness?
half brother, who was a very, very good sprinter, couldn't stand up in it. That's why. And he's going to be
Here's the
7 to
good
5.
news. The good news is Andiamo La Frenze does not have a phone, and he has not called Frenzy Fire to find out he doesn't like a wet track.
Well, he's in Japan, so it would be hard.
You could call him. You know what? Cell phones go through to Japan.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if you know about this, but they actually.
Horses can't make international calls. Everybody knows that.
Okay. Anyway, it's a big tip on this horse. Supposed to be a runner. We'll see if he is. I picked this horse, Danseur Doro. Saw Bolt Doro win somewhere the other day. Was it here or Churchill?
I think it was Churchill.
You know, believe it or not, Bill Morey has very good numbers with 2-year-old first-time stars in dirt sprints. He's 8 for 35, 23%, 478 ROI.
Wow.
15 hitting the board. There was a big price in there. But the ROI is 280 without it. I like this horse's work. The second foal, the dam wasn't much. They're unraced. And the 3 Miracle Mike worked 10 flat at 2-year-old sales. I wasn't overly impressed by it, but you don't know this. But have you noticed that there's a legend standing on our stage? The great Freddie Moe. He's made an appearance.
I
Freddie
couldn't make out who it was.
Freddie Moe, part owner of Miracle Mike.
Well, there he is. He's here.
Famous Freddie of Freddie Moe Factor.
Do we know who Miracle
fame?
Mike is?
No. Freddie probably doesn't know either.
No. Freddie doesn't care.
Freddie doesn't know a lot. He doesn't care. He doesn't know a lot. Anyway.
It's like Scotty doesn't know. Freddie doesn't know.
We also have an entry here. Christophe Clement and Todd Pletcher. I wonder how many times they've been in an entry together, the two of them. Mike Dubb and crew. Mike Dubb and Louis and St. Elias.
Yeah. I don't remember. Ever see that before?
I don't know. That could really be the start of something big.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know if I ever saw
Michael
that before.
Caruso owns a piece of both of them as well. Way Hill Farm Road, the solid one, and New York Panther.
Are you aware that Michael Caruso is a?
I believe I guess Vinny Viola of St. Elias would be the New York Panther since he owns the Florida Panthers and he's from Brooklyn. Would he be the New York Panther?
I would guess that has something to do with that. Do you know that Mike Caruso is a bit of a legend, Lehigh Wrestling?
Behind what?
Lehigh. You know that?
I did not know that. We have two
Do you know that
legends.
Grace Hall, their horse Grace Hall?
Yeah,
Grace Hall was the place on
venue?
campus at Lehigh. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean it was the old gym.
Okay.
They didn't have too many wrestling matches there. It was a small gym. It was actually right on campus. They ended up moving everything out of Stabler, which is the arena outside of in Saucon Valley, outside of campus. Anyhow, race number 2 is off the turf. There just isn't really anything going on here. I mean, unless you want to take Eddie Barker to improve the 7 off the claim, and she needs to improve. I'm going to guess if the 4 can still run, and it's been a while, but the horse has dirt races that seem good enough. Feels like the speed in here, and just feels like she's just going to win at a short price in all likelihood.
Not much to say. Yeah.
I can't think of anything to say.
I mean, she should be 1 to 5.
No, I don't think she should be 1 to 5.
You don't think she should be 1 to 5?
No, I don't. She hasn't run on the dirt in a long time. Her dirt races were a lot of them at Remington Park, the good figures, and Lone Star, where she's running in maiden races. So no, I don't think she should be 1 to 5.
Okay.
I'd like to, if she is 1 to 5, and somebody wants to bet her up to 500, I'm happy to book. They can even as high as 270.
I'd take 2 to 5 for 500.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll be able to. So let me know. Show me the tickets. You bet 500 because this horse will be at least 2 to 5. I mean, they did make a horse 3 to 5 yesterday. That Gargan horse, incredible. That horse was 3 to 5. No, I don't think she should be 2 to 5. I don't think I mean, you're Mr. Wet Track Worrier. And I know she ran once in wet track, but you don't worry about that. And the 7's off a claim. Eddie Barker has good numbers off the claim. Yasmin Escu, and I think the 4's yours to beat, but 2 to 5?
7 had a lot of chances, Andy.
Okay. Weekend Fun has never run in the dirt in New York. I'm not a big fan of the 7, believe me, but no, I don't think the 4 should be 2 to 5. And if she is, I'd like to book her at 1 to 5. 2 to 5, I could book her at 2 to 5. We'll see what price she is. Race number 3. I don't think it's as cut as dry as you. Race number 3. What did you do in race number 3?
Went to Alpine Queen.
We have a video. Here's
Excellent.
Alpine Queen losing to Carrick, who finished second yesterday with Scott Alea finishing third. You've got the 1, too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to see Alpine Queen going to be forward. Scott Elias probably going to get in front of her again. And Alpine Queen should get a good trip right off her. I like
Isn't
Kendrick on the
Bastet
back
going to
aboard.
lead in this race?
And Bastet will go as well. I mean,
Well, isn't she
Bastet's
supposed to be in
just,
front?
I mean, what's happened to Bastet, Andy? She just went
She broke
the
a
wrong
step
way.
slow last time. Was kind of odd. I can't really figure out what was wrong.
Her last
time.
3 races, just, I mean, I don't trust that she still has her speed. I know she was a little slow last time, but I don't. Nothing about her, I think, is
Putting blinkers
trustworthy.
on, trying to get her. But I agree, she was weird last time.
She hasn't been good in her last 3 starts. I mean,
No,
they just
I know.
haven't been good races.
I know.
And she fell off quick. I shouldn't even say quickly. She fell off. She started tailing off, and then she went from tailing off to falling off. It really was kind of quick.
Right. I think she's dangerous here, though, because she does have speed. If she refines it, she can wire the field. I don't have a big problem with Alpine Queen. I'm not a huge fan of hers, but she's obviously a somewhat logical horse in here, more so than Scott Alea, but she's not impossible. I like Pancho's Song, a horse that you left out in here. She's dropping significantly, and these are the kind of horses that I look for in races like this. She's obviously at one point she ran races that could be competitive. Clearly her last race wasn't good, and there is some concern, but she was running against demonstratively better horses than these last time out. She sort of got shuffled back in the early running of the race and then just never really did much running. But you know what? These kind of drop downs have a way of waking horses up, and as opposed to taking the sort of horses we've been looking at for way too long, I'm looking at a new face here with Pancho Song, hoping the drop down wakes her up. Race number 3. Race number 4. It's getting to be kind of put up or shut up time for this Soldier Rising.
Well, you actually picked them today, huh? Mm-hmm. I couldn't do it.
Okay. Well, we'll take a look at the last race where Malthiel finished behind him. And I will say one thing about Soldier Rising. I don't think he was ever in a comfortable spot. I'm not saying he had a bad trip in here because he didn't have a bad trip, but he never got to get outside and make a clear run, and you wonder if that affected him a little bit. We'll see. I also wonder if maybe, and I know, listen, it's pace-related, and I get that, maybe he's better just dropping back a little bit and making his one run.
Maybe.
Tracy tried to grind a little bit. Listen, I'm not going to sit up here and make a big defense of him. I'm just looking through this field, and I don't know where else to go. I mean, yeah, I'd like to try to wire the field with the number 8 Tie of the Sea, but I think that Petit Fee on the inside is going to go. And what was Tie of the Sea's excuse last time out? I thought he just had nothing in that race, and it just feels to me like his form has dissipated badly. I mean, I don't see anybody else near him supposed to really take. I suppose the new face is Mega Yacht, but that horse didn't do any running last time.
He didn't run a step last time.
Yeah, and Box and Score didn't run a step last time. So why is Malthiel supposed to beat him today?
You know, I know he had a better trip than Soldier Rising did last time, but he's going to be 3 times his price.
Well, he didn't have a better trip than Soldier Rising. He was a little wider, so I don't know if he had a better trip.
He was wider, but I mean, at least he had clear run, where Soldier Rising never really had clear run.
Okay.
With that said, you know, these runner-up performances, these third-place finishes, these excuses that Soldier Rising just keeps piling up.
Well,
at some point, when you're taking prohibitive favoritism, I mean, yeah, this horse at the very least was in close proximity last time, and I'll just try him again.
Hang on a second. These excuses that are piling up. Well, he lost to a horse that won the Cox Plate in his first start in this country. He lost to a horse that won the Breeders' Cup Turf in his second start. Then he got in a shorter race, and he probably wants to go longer. He got caught behind a slow pace. Then he ran against better horses and served the King and Channel Cat in his next race. His last race off the layoff, I agree, it leaves a lump to be desired, and I hear what you're saying, but excuses piling up. Well, a lot of the excuses are he just lost to better horses.
But the problem is,
but
he lost to better horses, and then he lost to Tango, Tango, Tango.
Well, he was coming off of a 6-month layoff. I mean, or 5.5-month layoff. It's not like, you know, it's not. Believe me, I'm not in love with
He's
his
done
last
the same. He
By
did
the
the
way,
same
you say
thing.
he lost to Tango, Tango, Tango. Tango, Tango, Tango came back and ran second in the stake down in Merritt. No,
but he's not the
and
horse. He's not the caliber of the horses you mentioned before.
But he's
Tango,
better
Tango,
than these
Tango.
horses.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, you're probably right.
Maybe. No,
you're probably
he is.
right. You're probably
I'm
right.
not in love with him, but I think that his excuses.
I couldn't take him again.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And believe me,
and you haven't taken him, so you kind of can take. I can't do it again.
I searched to try to beat him. Don't get me wrong.
I can't do it
understand
again.
what you're saying, but I do think it's fair to point out that he's lost to some better horses.
Listen, he might just Jose might just rip into the 4-path today at the quarter pole, and he might just roll by these horses. That could happen.
But
you know what could happen too? He could do the same thing he's done, get to those horses, and just stay there. And at 3 to 5, I'll find out what the horse that was closest to him last time.
That is no argument. I think the excuse is he loses better horses, but I agree. I mean, like, listen, Today, what are they going to say? The turf was yielding? That's
He's
why he
supposed,
lost?
he's supposed to rip at the quarter pole and just run by these horses.
Today,
I'll find out at
he needs to win today.
I'll find out at
You're
3 to
right
5.
about that. I don't. I'm just saying that I think you can make viable excuses for him, but I don't disagree that he's a tough horse to want to take at 3 to 5. I cannot knock anybody that's looking for an alternative on this horse because he is getting a little.
I wish I had a more clever idea. I'll just take the horse that was closest to him last time.
That was my problem.
That's fine.
I saw David pick the horse on the outside. I couldn't do it. I tried to make him. I can't.
He's another one. He's just fallen off form, and regardless of the class and the trip, he doesn't fire. He doesn't finish. And when the speed horses, I mean, this is an obvious statement. When the speed horses don't finish, there's a big problem.
It's definitely a problem if you're a speed horse and you don't finish.
He used to finish, and he used
Speaking
to like.
as a speed horse that can't finish anymore.
He
it's a
used to
problem.
dig in. Now these horses just roll past him.
All right, race number 5. I mean, it's off the turf, and it was a complicated race in the turf. But, I mean, Happy Farmer is going to win, or Mexican Wonder Boy is going to wire the field. I don't know. Do you want to tell me something else here?
No, I got nothing
I mean,
for you.
Trouble and Moon can't beat these horses. The rest can't beat these. He's never been on the dirt before.
Probably Abertrani learning from yesterday when the maiden won.
If our boy Rob Masiello didn't make a monster score yesterday on that horse, I give Tommy credit. He said to Maggie he knew. They knew. That horse was bet like they ran the race the day before.
I know. I was standing there. I was holding the umbrella.
That was unbelievable. I mean, and
21-3?
No, the fraction's wrong. No, they didn't go 21-3, 46 and change. They didn't go the 25-second quarter.
Breaking chops, Andy.
No, you weren't.
She was going fast. We were going 21-3, but she was going fast early.
Yeah,
and she built an insurmountable lead. That's all that was.
No, she galloped.
Yeah.
If Rob didn't get the money, I'm going to lose the little bit of remaining respect I have.
I didn't get a Grappa text,
Rob
so I don't know.
Rob's ignoring me. Is he ignoring you too?
I don't think he's.
I'm a little hurt.
He's like in the back cave or something. I have no idea.
I'm a little hurt.
Have to get him out. It's Belmont. I mean, Johnny I pointed out to me today. Today is the halfway point of the Belmont Park meet.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I have not seen Rob Masiello.
Yeah.
It's troubling. King Umberto's right down the road. The Grappa's ready. I don't know where the guy is. You have to put out like a Rob Masiello symbol, like
I'll
a bat
know
signal.
it's a problem if he's not my neighbor again this summer, if he's in Saratoga.
Oh.
All right, we're done with the first half. The late pick 4 coming up in just a moment.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
We're back.
Yes, we
He's
are.
Anthony. I'm Andy. Race number 6. So I'm going to bet Trapezoid.
Okay.
And I know he didn't run well last time, and you're going to get all worked up by the sloppy sealed track. I'm not. He had no chance against
He had
those
2
horses.
galloping wins on sloppy sealed track.
But that was Gulfstream, different racetrack. I just thought that maybe he would clear Kumar in this race. Irad would try to send him, and he'd wire the field. I don't have a lot of confidence in him, but I do want to know one thing. And I felt like we said this, like, who the heck was betting him at 3-1 last time against Riverdog?
No idea.
I think he's better going longer.
I wasn't
better
here.
when he can.
You were with Maggie that day. This was Derby day. I was up in Mohegan Sun.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think Maggie and I liked him.
No, you didn't like him.
No, we didn't do a show on Derby Day. We didn't do a show on Derby Day. But I remember being on the air for that. No, I remember. Yeah, maybe I was on the air, but I also remember being alive. That was a Tampa race, by the way. That he lost at 3-5.
They bet this horse off the screen.
He actually ran a race that would probably win here. You don't like this horse at all?
No.
What's the problem with him?
I did not prefer the last race, but I mean, it does have to have the back races. I don't know. You want this horse going a mile on a 16th?
Yes, Anthony. I don't know if you missed it, but I said I think he's better going longer.
All right.
I think his races going longer are fine.
Because I also imagine Kumar's going to have to be forward on him.
He's faster than Kumar.
He's faster than Kumar. I don't disagree with that, but I mean, Kumar's best races are when he's forward.
Yeah, I think he'll be forward. But I thought he
him.
might be ahead of him. Okay, so here's Crypto Cash's race 2 back, I think. Why do you like this horse? I have him second, but why do you like
Just kind of, this is a horse that we were both kind of against when he first made his way to the circuit, and he didn't run well. And I don't know. I feel like even though they're not as fast as you'd like, I mean, I think the blinkers really helped this horse. He's kind of turned things around. I know the numbers are comparable, but at least now he's firing. I mean, he's right
he
there.
Can win. He got very lucky to win this race. The second horse who beat him last time, where he was somehow favored over, ran, I don't know, 3 lengths better than he did. He attacked the pace. He moved wide. This horse just saved the ground. He got a great ride from Kendrick that day. And last time out, he finished the second. He was supposed to finish the 2:35 the time before that. No knock on him. I don't have a knock on him. I think he's logical. I don't love, though, that Linda, it was an odd claim for 32 because he just won for 16. Now, I know he won for 32 and she moved him up. But now she's dropping in for 20. It's a little bit of a give
Claim
up.
back.
A little bit of a give up.
Claim back for a different owner.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they'll make money if he wins and gets claimed. I don't know. I don't love these kind of drop downs. You have to have Kumar somewhere. You have him second.
Honorable mention second. I mean, I don't really like Trapezoid. I'm hoping he can inherit Trapezoid at some point off the turn, and maybe he holds on for a piece. I'm sick of Giocare's act already.
Well, he needs the race to collapse to win. I mean, when he won, he got a huge pace to collapse. Last time he was picking up pieces. He's not impossible, but he needs the race to collapse to get it done. All right, you don't
have to have Jimmy Ryerson on the board somewhere.
How does Maiden run yesterday? You used.
Are you gonna really hold any effort on that track yesterday?
Yes.
You can't do that.
Yes. You actually said that he was
terrible.
the other horse in the race. And he finished last. No, and he was the worst horse in the race.
Andy, that's just terrible.
No, I'm gonna hold that one to you. You got to stop.
All right.
So race number 7. Highly respected. We'll take a look at his painful beat. I blame
See if I can stop him
blame
today.
Anthony for this one.
See if I can stop him today.
Well,
how do you lose this photo? Oh, filthy.
Witt ran very well to beat him. You can take a look at that Bayshore. You guys have a minute. He ran really well, a second-time starter. But I got to say, it was a different Witt that beat him. We'll see how Witt is able to do against Jack Christopher and the Woody Stevens. But the thing I had to like about Witt was he actually broke well, and he was with the pace in here. But
first horse out of the gate. Yeah,
it's a tough beat for highly respected. There's no question about it. He's a horse to beat in here, but I don't think this is a gift race. I mean, there's a lot of horses in here that are dangerous.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess?
Yeah, I mean, I like this horse's progression.
You dismiss horses like they don't exist. There's a lot of horses in this race that have a right to be okay. He's the horse to beat. But there are other horses in this race. One of them is Galt. I mean, I know Galt didn't run particularly well in the Louisiana Derby, mile and 3/16. I wanted to cut back a mile. His race in the Holy Bull wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't.
And
kind of under the gun from the rail draw, yeah.
He is the foal to Songbird, for whatever that's worth. You don't think Dominican Pioneer is an interesting horse? Couldn't this horse want to stretch out given his pedigree?
Yeah.
I mean, he has the potential to move forward. I don't.
He's the speed, right?
Well,
he's in front here, Andy.
It depends. We'll see how much speed. High Respect is not slow.
He's not slow, but I would imagine he'll target off of him.
I don't know. The Pioneer wasn't exactly in a super fast pace. I mean, what is the horse you have second, Veretti? What's he going to do today?
I'll tell you what, man. He was not good last time.
So why'd you pick him second?
Well, I'm thinking he just needed the race last time, and at least I think you have to be with your connections. You're hoping that the stretch out's going to help him a little bit because he just looked like he was kind of outpaced early, and the extra quarter of a mile should help that cause. I agree with you. He should be forward, but I'll tell you what, if he doesn't improve off of the last effort, he's going to need to improve off of the last effort. I think he will. If I didn't, I would have made the race.
I think he's going to go backwards. I don't want any part of this horse.
Really?
This horse was under a full-out drive the entire
time last time.
Way.
He
and
was
while
terrible.
that track was sort of inside, the winner wasn't inside, and the winner of that race was 73-1.
Yep.
I think
the winner went wire to wire, right?
The winner might be in that race against Gunite today. Now that I think about it.
Okay. The winner was kind of in the middle of. I think the winner was the 10 horse that day. It was kind of in the middle of the track.
Yeah. Wire to wire was right. I think it was stalking the pace. But,
right there.
I didn't like this horse's last race.
I'm hoping to stretch out in the race. When they're under a drive like that, it's one of two things: they need the race, or they're just being outpaced. And it could have been both. And now he gets a mile. He gets the race under his belt. He returns to the place where he broke his maiden. I don't know.
He's going to be a second choice. Well, maybe he'll go to second choice. I'm going to use Constitution Lawyer here. Take a look at his win. This horse has had trips. Now, the race he won here, he was totally with the racetrack. No denying it. Totally with the racetrack.
And they beat the rest of the field by so far.
But he did run a big figure. And then he comes back in the Withers, and he chased the pace by early voting. And I think
he's okay early voting.
I think we've learned what I try to talk about after the Withers, that early voting's Withers was a very, very, very strong effort, and much better than people really realized at the time. because of how fast that pace was in relative terms. So he got caught up chasing it, and he was eased. And he's trying to come back off that maiden win. Then Ray took a shot and went over the turf weight. Obviously, it's not a synthetic, didn't work. He's given him some time now. It's been a couple of months since the last start. He's not without talent. Now, maybe he just completely lost his way. But he comes back here. Racehorses have been running extremely well.
They have.
I mean, for a terrible trainer, his horses are really running. I'm kidding. But his horses are really running at the meet, seriously. And I believe this horse has some ability. And he's going to be a price. And I think that he may be the one you want to try to sneak in there somewhere at a price. So I'm going to try to get him in there somewhere.
All right.
I'm glad.
Win came in the mud. He gets a pair of blinkers today. He gets his LASIK. The only time he won, he had LASIK. He gets his LASIK back today, too.
I'm glad the 8th race,
Stayed
which
on.
is at about a mile and an eighth.
What do you think? We would have had a match race? This could have been a match race if it came off. This would have been dicey if it came off.
Oh, no, I thought there were quite a few that could win. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, I disagree. Okay. So what's the story with Irwin?
I don't have a story.
I mean, what's the
do
story
you-
that you like?
Oh,
No, I
why
meant
do
what's
I
the story that you
like
like him? That's you're so paranoid.
Because you didn't say, what's my story? You say, what's the story?
That's what I said. What's the story?
All right, well, when you say the, I feel like you think there's a story. So this horse
No,
only run twice on
ran
the
second last time. I'm just why do you like him?
This horse has only run twice on the turf. His European form was mostly poly. And his one turf race over in Europe, he got beat 13 lengths. He comes here, and he runs on turf, and he runs, I thought it was a really good effort behind a horse in high tide who's in good form. It was his first start with LASIK. It was his first start in over 6 months. Now he has the race under his belt. I know the barn's winless on the year, but the barn does a really good job. And I think this horse with the race under his belt, he picks up a rad. It was the kind of race where I didn't want to take anybody who's going to be an over. I know he's 4-1. David has him 4-1 on the morning line. I don't know how they're going to bet this race.
Well, he's getting Irad Ortiz for Hector Diaz. Of course, he's going to be a short
He's going
price
to
in
take
this
some money.
race.
He's
Of course
going
he
to take
is.
some money. But I thought I really liked his last race.
Okay.
And I think he'll improve second start off. And I think if he does, I don't think he has any world beaters in here that he has to handle.
I've got him third. I don't know if he really ran better than Thin White Duke. I wish Thin White Duke had drawn inside. I'd find him more interesting in here. I think one concern in this race is that the horse we both have second, QF 75, wires the field.
Yeah, of course.
You got to think. We'll take a look at his last race. I think at Church. No, this is at Gulfstream when he wired the field. Last time at Churchill, he ran fine, and that's that weird course at Churchill. I mean, don't you think that Joel's going to just put him in the front?
Yeah.
From the outside post, he's got to go.
Yes. Now, I do feel like Irwin's race was better last time than anything this horse has run, including his maiden win. But he does have you would imagine he has a tactical advantage.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not as sold in Irwin's race as you are.
I'll tell you what, though. The horse on the inside, the two trending,
He'll leave for position.
they went pretty quick last time going the mile and 3/16ths. And maybe Jose puts him, Jose rode him and won aboard him. So maybe Jose Ortiz puts him forward.
He'll be forward. No, I don't disagree.
I like him for that. Listen, I'm not leaning on Irwin by any means. I think trending is an interesting horse in here.
Okay.
Because I think he'll be in a good spot early. He's improved with all of his starts, and he's actually another one. He's cutting back from the mile and 3/16ths to the mile and an eighth today.
Okay. I didn't like him, but okay. I like the three Conquer the World, who apparently you're not a big fan of. We'll show his last race, and we didn't get to see this yesterday because they got rained off. But I talked about this a little yesterday. I think that this was a race. Every single horse that ran 1, 2, 3 in here spent almost the entire time on the inside. Conquer the World was on the inside early, but he angled out 2 to 3 wide in the second turn, and I actually thought he was the one making a run on the outside. Nobody else was making up ground on the outside in there. And I think if you look at the field he ran with last time, there's just better horses than he's running against in this race. Now he draws towards the inside. Now, what worries me is his relative lack of speed. I'm worried he'll get a little outpaced in this race, and that definitely concerns me, especially his mile and eighth inner turf races. No question about it. But I thought his last race was very good. Now, listen, he's probably going to be favored in this race, so I'm not exactly, covering some brilliant ground. But I think his last race was against significantly better horses than these overall, if you look at them. And I liked the way he ran in that race, so I thought he was logical. But I'm mostly 3s and 10s in this race. But I hear with Irwin. I just preferred others.
Okay.
I don't think Thin White Duke is impossible.
I don't.
He really improved going longer. And last time out, he was just in no man's land. It wasn't Vargas's fault. He just had no real where to go, and he just got caught wide chasing the whole way. All right.
Yeah, he had a slight bobble at the break last time. It could have cost him a little position as well, but I don't know.
I don't know about that, but okay. Race number 9, unfortunately off the turf. This is a fun maiden race. Why did John Kimmel scratch Torpedo Run in this race? That's the second time he scratched a horse.
A logical horse off the turf.
There's nobody in here, John.
Maybe
you were a bigger favorite to win this race off the turf than on the turf.
Maybe you make the commitment to run on the preferred surface.
So
I don't
what?
know.
It's a $90,000 purse. What would he have been in here? 7-2, 3-1, 5-2? What the heck were they going to bet over him in here?
Is there a race? Is there a race Thursday for him?
So what?
I told you some trainers.
It's a $90,000 purse. You know what? You know what you like
to stick to the plan.
You know what you like? You like
money. Oh, I love money.
I
mean, actually,
Flanagan Racing probably likes money. I don't know. I just don't get it. Did you think it was weird that Shug scratched the 1A and not the 1?
Well,
Anthony, you could say yes.
No, because the man for the bottom horse didn't do any dirt running.
This horse already ran in the dirt. This horse would have been 4-5 in here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's surprising that Shug scratched the 1A and not the 1. Come on. You can say it.
Could have left them both in.
Talking me the mare.
Could have left them both in, too, by the way.
Could have left them both in.
Could have left them both in.
I just don't. I'm just shocked that he scratched the 1A.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised. I know the horse didn't run that well last time, but still going to be a short price in here.
Maybe the last race.
Look at this way. You didn't think the 1A was going to run here?
I thought they would both run. I thought he would definitely leave the 1 in, but I thought they would both
run. Why did he definitely leave the 1 in?
I thought they would both run.
Why would he definitely leave the 1 in? A 4-year-old first-time star with a huge turf pedigree?
I thought he would definitely leave the 1 in because I feel like yes, because he's a 4-year-old.
Twilight Zone here.
No, because he's a 4-year-old, I just felt like he needed to get this horse.
Breaklore was 9-5 versus Capone. I just want to point that out.
Andy, I got it, but he didn't do any running last
Doesn't
time.
matter. Doesn't matter. He would have been a big favorite in this race.
All right.
Shocked he came out. I have absolutely no idea in this race. I left the horse on top. He's an into mischief that Todd ran the turf. It's probably a bad sign, but I left one with experience in here. I have the 7 and 8 firsters in there. You got a story on the 8?
No, I went to the. You know, it's funny. I went to the other Todd for the exact opposite reason. So the Cairo Princes, everybody assumes they turf. He leaves the pretty inexpensive $60,000 for this son of Cairo Prince in. Dan was just 1 for 15, but she was second in the Fairgrounds Oaks and third in the Kentucky Oaks. She also was 1 for 2 with a second on wet tracks in her career. So I'm wondering if that's why he leaves her in. A solid series of work. She's been here. He's been here all spring with Byron Hughes. And Johnny V rides for the first time. I'll take a shot with this horse at a little bit of a price on the morning line. We'll see what happens.
Oh, it'll be a huge price.
Well, I mean, it'll be 4-1. Supposed to be 4-1. No, I mean,
who is there to bet in this race?
They're going to bet the other Todd because he left the horse in and he has form.
Who else are going to bet in here? It's John Velasquez and Todd Pletcher. It'll be a short price.
I guess.
This horse has a pretty good second dam.
I was told Oglethorpe could run on turf. Now, that's the number 3. That was my turf pick.
Oglethorpe from Slapshot?
I would imagine so, yes.
It's probably other Oglethorpes, right?
No, I believe it is. I believe it is. But they leave the horse
in on... What about the Hanson
on,
brothers?
On
they don't get a horse?
I guess not yet. Give them time.
They brought their
$350,000 son of the late great Arrogate.
Is there a better movie than Slapshot? Come on.
I've only seen it a couple of times. I'm not a big Slapshot guy.
Greatest movies ever. It's just so much
talk
great stuff in that.
Talk to Phil about Slapshot. Phil loves Slapshot.
It's a great movie.
Phil loves Slapshot.
I can still remember seeing it at the old Pyramid Mall when I was in high school. The mall that.
Where was that?
In Saratoga.
Okay.
The old Pyramid Mall. They tore
on
it
50?
down. Yeah, it was by the new mall. The mall's out by the. I mean, we think it's new mall. It's the one by on Weibel Avenue and 50 and 50.
On 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Pyramid Mall. That was the theater. I used to ride my bike out there at night from down Weibel Avenue past the landfill. That's a great movie. Anyway, I don't know. Danny Gargan.
Yeah, I don't know. I put him. I put the Todds 1-2 and I put him
the first
second.
foal did win at Will Rogers Down. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, first foal.
WRD.
Dan was a good turf horse, actually. She was okay.
Will Rogers Down. I'll tell you what, when I was over at HRN, Will Rogers Downs got us through the pandemic.
Okay.
Racing.
Okay, I'm going to tell you
something.
something. I'm going to give you a hint. The second dam of this horse.
Of Oglethorpe?
The best second dam in this race is the Princess Spurs. It's Lakeway.
Right. Mike Rutherford. Yep.
But the second dam of Oglethorpe was a very, 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 very good horse. I'm going to tell you who she ran here once. I think she's a California horse. I think she only ran here once. She ran a grade 1. I'm not going to tell you the race yet. And she was odds on, and she dumped her rider at the start.
Philly. Oh, damn. Obviously, Philly.
No, it was
wow.
It was like that horse Kept True. That's
dumped.
Okay, I'm going to
give me
Chris McCarron rode the horse.
Okay. You don't want to know something? I swear to you, I knew that. That I knew.
I believe you. It was the coaching call of American Oaks. I can still remember sitting in the box watching the start.
I don't remember.
She was 3 to 5.
I knew it was Chris McCarron.
It's Starrer. Starrer.
Starrer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I
But
can
it was a mile and a
remember
half.
sitting in the box. Yeah, it was a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Remember the start, and she dumped the ride. I went, oh, my God. I couldn't believe it.
Did Christoph win the race?
Is it possible Mig won the race? Todd and was that the year Todd won with Mig riding? I think Christoph might have won.
Christoph might have won that year. I think I might have bet Christoph, and Christoph might have won that year.
To look that up.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, you can see it if you look up. If you go to Formulator, you can look up the second dam. If you go to Formulator, look up the second dam. You can see. We'll see a one. We'll go in the office and take a look at it.
Who was that? Bobby?
No, that wasn't Frankel.
Dave Hoffman's?
Wasn't McAnally? Wasn't Frankel. She was a good
Chris
horse.
McCarron wouldn't have been
Anybody
Frankel,
text
right? There
me?
wasn't a lot of Frankels. Frankel didn't
No,
use,
it was
Bobby
definitely not.
didn't
It was
use them a
definitely
lot.
not. It was definitely not Bobby Frankel. No, it wasn't. Those horses, remember, like that Smokin' Fur. Anyhow, that's the card today. It's been fun, Anthony. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Sunday, Thursday, Friday.
Belmont Stakes Racing Festival. He won with a first time. The first race was maiden.
Didn't Asmussen win the big firster that paid a big price?
That was Friday.
That was Friday.
Yeah.
Horse never ran any good again,
Never
right? Horse ran a huge race, ran a huge figure, right?
Carlos
Never
Santana
ran any
Jr. They went wide to wide, and the horse never
like
ran
$24,
a step ever
right?
again.
Never ran
a
it's
step
amazing
again.
the horses. You could write an interesting story of like one-hit wonders, horses that ran huge first time.
Absolutely.
That
That
never.
we see forever. That stay around.
The horse that fooled me was Rob, who won on the Friday of Breeders' Cup here
I
in
was just
95.
about to say. I swear on my life, I was just about to bring
Okay,
Rob up.
here's a question about Rob.
Dave Johnson.
Rob came back on Derby Day in the second start.
Opening race. First race of the day.
Correct, and ran third.
Yep.
What?
You know, he's my favorite non-stakes horse of all
What good
time.
horse beat him in a non-winners of 1 or 2 here?
It'll be Will's Way.
Will's Way, that's right.
Now, listen,
I was doing Prattles then. I remember sitting down there and I just ripped Will's Way to shreds.
The thing
Will's Way.
I lost in
Freak show.
Hurricane Sandy.
Won the Travers about
The
2
thing I
months later.
lost in Hurricane Sandy that meant the most to me, I have a win picture. Me and Bill Mott, Hall of Famer Bill Mott, right here. He broke. It took. This is.
You didn't
I
lose
was,
in Hurricane Sandy. He snuck in the house and stole
I
it.
was just about to tell this story about Rob. He won July 5th.
Rob was a tip, but he won the first race, paid like $13.
Paid 15 even.
The day before. It was when they had
123
those,
and 4.
which I love this, which we lost, the announcer's day. We had a different
Dave Johnson
announcer for
called
every
his race.
Yeah.
Yep. Groucho Gaucho won the last race that day. I made a gigantic double
Anyway,
with flag
what about
now.
Rob? You got two
So
seconds.
he won. He broke the A other
First,
end.
yeah.
18 months later,
Okay.
in 1997, I'm in the Wind Circle. My dad wound up training the 2 horses. You know, the Wind Circle has second Rue,
Right.
third King Protea. My dad wound up training both of the other horses. It was the only thing I forgot to take from behind the door. Hurricane Sandy.
Bill, I know you stole it. Give it back to him. That's funny.
Rob. He was my favorite non-stakes horse of all time. Loved him. Absolutely love. I cannot believe you just said that horse's name. I have goosebumps right now.
There you go. That's why Anthony and I are friends.
That's
because
amazing.
As sad as it is, and as much as we disagree on,
Got to talk
our
about
brains
Rob. I
work
got to talk
in
about
very-
Rob today.
very
I'm so
similar ways
excited.
on some levels because we both love the game, as do you. Head over to Naira Bets, and if you're not a member, use the promo code Belmont25. We'll match you at $25. We'll give you a free bet for $25, and we'll match $200 of your initial deposit.
What's up next, guys?
Also, we have the $2,000 hit and split on the late pick 5 at Santa Anita today. Opt in over at Naira Bets. We've also got a 10% win bonus on the Epsom Derby. That's tomorrow. 11 to 12, we're showing an FS2. Opt in at Naira Bets for that. And we've got the contest, $300 buy-in for tomorrow, up till 5 o'clock today. Also, the $5,000 contest next weekend, Belmont Stakes Challenge. That's Friday and Saturday, always a great thing. $50,000 seated pool, all cash prizes on track and online through Naira Bets. Send it over to naira.com/contests. Get your Belmont Stakes tickets. They are available. And last but not least, 12:30 to 5:30, America's Day at the Races on FS2.
Just got a rider change right away. Trevor McCarthy is going to ride Irwin today.
Well, that changes everything. That's it. Really? Where's Irad?
I don't know.
I think Irad heard you pick him, and he said, I'm not riding that
Probably.
horse.
But you know what I think happened? I think Trevor heard I picked him and tried. Joey Migliore heard I picked him and tried to get on him. That's what I think happened. Always got to spin it, my man.
On that note,
Always got to spin it.
have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Johnny I.